Hey, hi guys. This is Mohammed Shamal on day 13 of our 90-day challenge, and I hope you guys are rocking as usual. Well, let's get something more spicy today. Um, Very unlike me because I'm not of that kind, the category of people who can actually make you laugh. Well, I'm going to give it a try, and I'm going to add a lot of spice in terms of humor to this session. Well, I'm doing my best. Forgive me if you are going to fall on your back laughing out loud. That means I've done my job. It starts off with a story that comes to my mind about a, a, a physicist, Goddard, who had actually launched the first rocket, was responsible for the first rocket to space, and in his efforts that he could actually go to the point where everyone was so excited, all eyes on Goddard and his team for this particular launch. And it happened that on the day of the launch, the flight actually didn't really take off, and it just took off some 40 odd feet and crashed into the grounds. So the thing was that the next day, all the headlines actually ridiculed this effort, and there was news like the first flight to space, or the first rocket to be launched to space, actually missed its target by a few 100,000 miles. Well, that's an ouch moment, as they call it. And of course, that was definitely a first step, which goes adds a lot of credit to Goddard for paving out um, this interesting concept of putting satellites into space with rockets. There is another interesting story which comes to my mind. Well, I'm quite intrigued to tell this because it's about how two friends are invited to go for to a baby shower, and one of the friends is not aware that baby shower means that in this case the baby has wasn't born yet, and it happened that they were trying to figure out giving the baby a name, keeping it prepared. I mean, keeping themselves prepared to determine. They were not sure what was the gender of the baby. So my this interesting character, the second friend, was actually in two minds and was a bit clueless, bit naive on what was happening, and he was even questioning everyone in that lot. What was this all about? I've been invited, and it seems interesting, but why would a baby want to have a shower? So it was explained. So if in case any of you are not aware of what a baby shower is, it's all about um, before a baby is normally born. People are invited over. Mostly women are invited over by the host, and they discuss over a function. They discuss exchange notes on motherhood and the likes, and of course they also shower the bride with gifts. So that's how the term baby shower comes in. So my friend was this interesting character, did not know what exactly it was, and but he did take a look at one board which actually said male and female, and the friend goes up and says like, a baby shower, and what gender is it? So the one of the guests had actually said uh, we are not sure. To this, the friend had remarked, well, let me go and get the baby. I'll determine the gender. So, folks, as bland as it might appear, but humor is something that needs to be put in to our lives to spice it up. And there's another interesting piece where I was actually, this is happening to me because I was going in a taxi in Singapore, and the taxi driver, well, Singaporeans have the tendency of using two syllables in their English, like also, can, how, now, can also, how, then, those kind of phrases are used in their sentences. And it happened that while I was traveling, these taxi drivers, they are a wealth of information. They give you a lot of information if you get into a conversation with them. And it happened that when I was reaching my destination, the taxi driver asked me to get down from the taxi. Me being the smart ass, I told the taxi driver, uncle, you're not supposed to say get down. You're supposed to say get out. So the uncle, the taxi driver, was a bit offended, and he said, "Wah, get out? Me get out? This is my taxi. You get out." And of course, there was nothing much to be said, and I apologized and left. But that was interesting. And well, when I shared the joke with the rest, there was real bursts of laughter there. And this is something which is common to most of us husbands, I should say, which happens, very often when our wives talk, and we, the busy lot, engrossed in work or in probably catching a glimpse of that football or rugby or whatever is on TV. Well, the wife actually keeps talking, assuming that we are listening to her. So I got into this, or I keep getting into this often. And there was once where my wife actually caught me, and she said, "Are you sure you're listening to what I said?" So I said, "Of course, I am listening to what you said." So she said, "Wait a minute. Can you tell me what I said last?" Well, I appeared as cool as a cucumber, whereas inside my mind I was just wondering, oh no, what was it she said? She said something, and bang, I was found out. So with the passage of time, I got a bit more smarter, and I started using what I was prescribed, the automated response mode. Well, guys, you can try it out, but it won't stay for long. But of course, it works in most cases. Give it a shot. This is something to do with 3 words. Yeah, aha, really. Yeah, aha, and really. So here goes a routine conversation that happens with my wife. And it goes something like this. I went to buy lipstick at a mega store today. To which I say, yeah. And she continues, and guess what? To which I say, uh-huh. And I just paid $29 instead of the usual $47. To which I say, really? And it works. Try it out. It works. But if you get stuck in a situation like I did in one of those wrong days, this is what happens. That is, I was in the midst of working on my laptop, and it happened that my wife came in anxiously, and she was a bit disgusted with the works, the renovation works that was going on in our kitchen by the contractor that I had hired for the job. And my wife was actually rattling, pardon me for saying that, I wouldn't get dinner for the next 10 days if I said that. Well, kidding. She's a great person. But she was actually talking to herself, and she kept talking to me. And I was actually in a dilemma. I was unable to tell her that I'm actually busy preparing a proposal and I ought to send it out. But of course, knowing her state of mind, I didn't want to upset her, and bang, the flash of light came across, that bulb, which said, deploy the automated response mode. Guess what happened? I had to go hungry, literally, for that evening, because this is what exactly happened. My wife, she started with, I'm not happy with the way things are turning up in terms of the kitchen cabinet that's being done by this contractor. Me, my response, yeah. And I go back to my laptop again. So she says, it's all my fault for having given this contractor a very complicated design. Those works which could have actually been done in a couple of days was actually made more difficult because of our interest in sophistication, interest in being more artistic, giving more artistic work, bringing out the best in the contractor. So she said, it's all my fault. She admitted her fault, and she paused. That means time for my second trump card. Aha! And then I went back to my computer screen, went on with work, and she had said, I am an idiot to have started this whole initiative. And without looking up, I said, really? And then the rest was history. So folks, have some humor in your life. Well, that was just a bit of humor to spice up your life, your day. Have that humor as part and parcel of your day-to-day routines. It's kind of reduces your stress and tension. Learn to laugh heartily, and I'm sure you'll be much more a better person with a better life, with a better scenario altogether, a happy situation altogether. This is Muhammad Shamil signing off for day 13. I shall see you on day 14 of our challenge, and I hope you liked some of my bland jokes and probably would have some smiles on your face. Have a nice day wherever you are. Keep rocking. Get this thing across to share the positivity across to as many people as you can. Have a fantastic day. Cheers.